Meeting's called to order. Stand for flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Okay, so Commissioner Taylor,
Here.
Commissioner Connell, Commissioner Jones, Chair Barisi,
Here.
Commissioner Irons,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Stensland,
Here.
and Commissioner Tennant. Oh, other side, Mike, other side. And let's see, Commissioner Connell.
Yeah. I got no information saying we had a meeting tonight,
Oh,
by the way.
Oh,
Nothing, no email, no nothing.
I saw the email after the text from tonight. I saw it was sitting there in my inbox.
just in case. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, you've got what you need there. It's going to be fairly short tonight.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, let's make it long. Okay, so we have quorum. Can we have a approval of minutes? We'll entertain a motion if everyone has had a chance to read the minutes.
I'll move to approve the meeting minutes from January 15th.
I'll second it. We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes with no amendments as printed. All in favor, say aye. 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 All opposed? Hearing none. Unanimous passing. Okay, public hearings so we have the DIV 26-1. Are we having that one tonight? We are. Okay.
Yes.
And the other one, LD 25-5
Been withdrawn.
has been withdrawn. Okay, so
Well,
just
yeah,
the
it was
one.
on the agenda, so we didn't remove it,
Yeah.
but it has been withdrawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will open the public hearing for DIV 26-1. City Boardman is the applicant. This request is to subdivide 4 existing properties into 5 separate lots. Criteria found in the Boardman Development Code or BDC. This is chapter 4.3 for land divisions and lot line adjustments. This is a type 3 decision. Excuse me. Do we have anyone in Zoom, just for my awareness? Can we pull up the participants, or we don't have anyone?
Yes.
Okay. So the public hearing will be conducted as follows. We'll start with the staff report and then testimony in support of the application, any opposing, followed by neutral testimony, and then we will have a rebuttal if any. At that point, we're going to close public testimony after the record is closed. We're not going to hear any more testimony unless the Planning Commission has a specific question. The Commission may ask questions of staff, after which the Planning Commission will discuss the matter. Excuse me. If you wish to speak, please fill out a testimony form and submit it to the planner. I will recognize those people who wish to speak. So I guess I'm only speaking to you. Any questions should be addressed through myself. Please state both your name and address for the record when you come to the podium, as the hearing is being recorded. Please keep testimony concise to the point. Testimony should be on the action under consideration and address the substantive criteria only. Criteria that apply to the decision are listed in the staff report. Testimony and other issues will be rejected and not considered by the Planning Commission. Excuse me. Failure to raise an issue in sufficient detail to allow the Planning Commission and the parties the ability to respond to the issue prohibits an appeal to the Land Use Board of Appeals or LUBA based on that issue. Similarly, failure to raise constitutional or other issues regarding any conditions of approval in sufficient detail to allow the Planning Commission to respond to the issues prohibits a lawsuit in circuit court on that basis. At this time, I ask the members of the Planning Commission to disclose any conflict of interest. Please indicate the nature of the conflict and whether you intend to participate in or abstain from the hearing. Hearing none. Planning official Carla McLean, can you present the staff report, pretty please?
Oh. So the subject property For a while, we've been calling it the Frederickson property because the city purchased it from Susie Frederickson. It's over there near the corner of Northeast Front and Olson. It's a large tract, 4 parcels that we're reconfiguring into 5. Big reason for doing the plat is to create the parcels, but to also dedicate streets. We'll have a rather large public works project going this spring. We're gonna rebuild front and build the streets as part of this subdivision. So lots of activity gonna be happening. Road construction in Boardman continues. This time it'll be in the northeast quadrant. Because we like to spread the joy around. Just saying. Several tax lots, it's zoned residential multifamily, most of it, the property along the east side is zoned light industrial. The criteria are reviewed in staff reports. This is the preliminary plat that we're looking at. So let's see, what do I want to share? The preliminary plat was submitted with the application. The proposed subdivision is allowed if the subject property is zoned for residential use. The requirements for chapter 3 are in the findings. No variance has been deemed necessary. Columbia View subdivision is the identified name for the development. We had a lot of fun figuring out what to name this one. We went through prickly pear and I don't remember what all the options were, but we had a lot of fun. We finally settled on Columbia View. We don't think that conflicts with any other subdivision names for the city. Again, we're doing this significantly to identify the future streets, get them platted and constructed. The streets will be built as within a 60-foot right of way for a local city street. There are no, with this particular ones, there are no common areas or improvements that are identified or proposed. The block and lot standards are applicable. They do meet those block and length and perimeter standards, particularly when you consider this is multi-family. And so the large parcel in the middle would probably be developed with, an apartment type of concept. So you would have access into it and then parking within that with the potential apartments. Setbacks will be applied at the time of development. The lot will conform with standards for access and circulation. Each lot does have access to the front to the street. And then access permits would be required at the time of development. Landscaping will be again applied at the time of development. There are no fire lanes. All portions, all the streets meet the fire code at this point at 60-foot wide right away. Development as multifamily will have to go through a review process to make sure it meets fire code for access. There's no common drive at this point. Again, that would be an item that could be applied at the time of development. So the conditions of approval that we've identified for this are to submit an engineering plan prior to the development of the subdivision infrastructure for review and approval by the city engineer, public works director, and planning official. And then the applicable requirements for review and approval of a final plat will be applied once the infrastructure is installed and a preliminary plat is provided to the applicant for review. So that final plat has to meet the standards of ORS Chapter 92. Hi, it's pretty straightforward. Happy to answer questions you might have.
How did you come up with the sizes for each section or
For each of the lots?
yeah?
It was really driven by the road network. So when you just continue Boardman Avenue to the east, we just left that on a straight line. And so that created the lots to the north. And they're designed for like townhome. I mean, you could do townhome or you do fourplexes in there.
Right.
They're deep enough you could do that and wide enough that you could do a 3 or 4, 5, 6plex on each one of those. And then the lots along the eastern boundary, that original piece. And therefore, everything that would be on the east side of proposed fourth is, that's zoned light industrial, so that's just one large parcel, so somebody could do a number of things with that. In fact, somebody could further divide this. In fact, they could be further, the entire thing could be further divided. This is really, again, an effort to get the streets platted and to allow for the infrastructure construction. And then we're working, actually today it was kind of a fun conversation. We've been working on a potential project to do some kind of final I don't even know how to describe it. The city has a downtown development plan that was adopted in 2001, and it really is only applicable to the property on the other side of Main Street. It's got a lot of artsy components, for lack of a better word, a lot of hand sketching in it about how the property might develop. And we've been talking about doing that, kind of updating it for the property on the other side of Maine, but also doing something with Columbia View. I think we're going to back off of that and downsize that project. But we were talking about how to artistically present kind of what our thoughts are for that property, to help facilitate maybe the marketing of it and promoting it as being available once infrastructure is in, sell that project. Maybe there'll be a public-private opportunity, but for the most part, I think the city wants to turn that project over. But the city really purchased the property because we want to see the residential development. And the thought was, if we can spur this, it's in the urban renewal district. The city can use the urban renewal district financing opportunity to fund the infrastructure development. So it's kind of an interesting project that the city's working on. But this is the first phase to divide it, get that infrastructure installed, and then we see what comes in. Did we ever say that Commissioner Jones appeared? I don't.
No, we did not verbalize it.
We didn't verbalize that. We need the record to reflect that. That's okay. Zach was like early tonight.
I know.
What? How did
Yeah.
that happen?
Don't ask me. So question is the city planning on punching these roads in?
Yes, that will be
Okay.
a project this summer.
What about connecting Third Street
Yes,
as well?
we're working with the church. The Catholic Church owns the property where Third Street is at. And I know that the dedication deed has been drafted and signed. I don't know if it's been recorded yet, but Third Street has been in the process of being dedicated. So Third will connect from where the stub is to where the homes are. So Third will be built, Fourth will be built, Columbia Avenue will be built, and Northeast Front is being rebuilt.
I think Boardman
Okay.
Avenue, right?
What did I say?
Columbia.
Yeah.
Sorry, too many streets in my head today. Yeah, so Third, Fourth,
And-
Boardman, and a rebuild of Front.
This is all zoned for multifamily, right?
The
Not
bulk
for,
of it is. The bulk of it is zoned multifamily. The only portion that's not is the portion along Olson, and that is zoned light industrial.
Lot 5,
I think it's lot.
yeah, on the,
Yes.
yeah,
Well,
1.5 acres.
it is lot 4 and 5.
so, but you couldn't put
Uh,
homes in there?
So again, we're in the process of updating our development code, comp plan, and zoning map. It could get rezoned through that process. You could do. I think you could make the case to do, probably a mixed use in there. Our code allows that in the commercial zone. I don't know that it does in the light industrial.
I don't know off the top of my head either. I don't recall any sort of residential allowed in our industrial, other than not like a security or caretaker, but I'm not sure about mixed use.
What's it currently zoned right now?
Most of it is multifamily, and then lots 4 and 5
Are the
are light
light
industrial.
industrial?
Mhm.
So just for me to catch up
Yep.
here a little bit.
Oh, you're all at the same point. This is the first time anybody's seen this, so.
Okay,
Yep.
so
we've got, the big one is lot one.
Lot one.
Across the road is lot two,
Mm-hmm,
lot three, and lot four.
mm-hmm.
Lot five will be that one between
Fourth and Olson.
fourth. Okay. Okay. So what do we have right now?
It's all just bare. There's some water under the ground, there's some sewer under the ground.
Susie's storages were there, but they tore them out.
Yeah, I guess what I'm wondering is we're doing this because you guys want to we're doing lots.
This is the first step of the
Okay.
development, and so we're simply subdividing the property.
Okay, so how many lots are here? Technically,
There's 4,
currently there's 4, you want to make 5.
and as we make the 5, we're dedicating the right of way.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
just getting caught up.
Nope, I appreciate the questions.
I'm just wondering if in the future, and we have to just do this all again, but if people did want to put not multifamily, but single family residences.
So the
on
development
this.
code does allow in the multifamily sub-district to put single family homes. But yes, if somebody came in and wanted to purchase this and just do a single family development there, they would have to do additional road dedications.
Especially for lot one.
Oh, yeah, lot one for sure.
So there's no one
Or have a really big
wanting
yard.
these right now.
No, there is
Okay.
no
But I'm thinking it's
pending
already
or
next to-
proposed development on this.
It's already next to us. So
This is the
easiest thing to
city,
do.
this is a city in some respects
Thing.
functioning as a
Not
developer
really.
and kind of
Yeah.
taking the first step.
I think it's very helpful to connect Boardman Avenue. I don't know how many times I've been trying to get from the high school to
Single family.
the
Somewhere,
Sage Center or the rec.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that would be, a lot of people will appreciate that.
They will. I think it'll be a really good project for a lot of reasons. And you'll notice there's also a stub in there for Northeast Front Street to go north. And that would go into, so the cemetery district owns all the property to the north of this. And where that Northeast Front Street stub is there between lot 2 and lot 3, there is an easement. I can't remember if it's water or sewer in that easement, but I think there's one of them in there. And that's been kind of identified as a potential future street. Now, if that never materializes, great word, thank you. That could be vacated and given to then the adjoining property owners there. So, we're trying to plan for all potential options with this. And again, there's no proposal. We have visions, but there's nothing behind them.
Is there something going in these other spaces that are out around this? Cause wasn't there something about a hotel people?
Yeah. Yeah, so the 2 lots that are just to the west of where Fourth is, so the Sage Center has the parking lot on the other side. So, and there's the stub road in there, and that's Fourth. The next 2 lots that are there, that has been purchased, those were owned by the city, we sold them.
Dog park and the,
Yep,
okay.
yep, those were sold. And we have approved, well, in fact, it was in front of before your time. In the
I'm
hotel.
getting caught up.
Yeah, now you two need to get caught up on this one. There has been a hotel approved there, we've been through the planning process, and we're about ready to move them from planning to building. So they should be under construction this spring also. And then, on the other side of Third Street, about where the Y is and alley, where it says alley there, that second lot from Third going to the west, that lot is owned, and I think we've done a pre-application on a commercial development there. And then that next large piece is owned by the Boardman Community Development. I think I'm in the right block. And there'll be a speculative building there as well. So there is some commercial development that is being discussed along Northeast Front. Yep.
So is in this mix of thing, other than Olson, that there's no way to get from Northeast
yet.
Boardman Avenue to
Not yet, they're
to
gonna,
this stuff here.
well, from Boardman Avenue, there is that stuff there, but then across, it'll go across. See, Boardman Avenue ends at Third Street,
Yes,
and then it'll continue on east all the way to Olson.
all the way to Olson.
Yeah, and so that'll tie all that together.
But there's a connection here.
Right in here,
Yeah.
the Boardman Avenue. Just Boardman Avenue and which ties into Second and Front Street and whatnot.
Okay.
You know, go to the vicinity map where the aerial photo is. You might get a better sense.
That's what
of-
we're looking at.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Yeah, I was just looking, this housing development here next to the cemetery.
Is to some degree, the one next to the cemetery currently doesn't connect. But we hope to connect it to Second with future actions.
I got you. Okay,
We hope to connect the two seconds together, but that won't happen with this action.
gotcha.
Yep. This gets us Third, Fourth, and the rest of Boardman Avenue, so.
Okay.
Yep.
Any other questions for staff? All right, thank you, Corona.
Yes.
Do we have any correspondence on this?
No.
Consider? No.
We only received something from ODOT saying that they really have no interest in, I mean, essentially, just to keep them updated what we did do. They don't have any comment.
That's right. We did have a site team meeting. ODOT was really the only folks who participated. And yeah, you're right. They just didn't have much to say.
This is outside their purview distance wise. Change.
Technically.
Technically, yes, but both interchange area management plans for the port and the main street, they both have what's called management areas.
Right.
And they both extend and get close to this, but they don't encapsulate this property.
We didn't get any correspondence from our normal emailer?
No.
I'll be darned.
All right, well, public testimony time. Is there anyone who wishes to speak in favor of the application? No one in Zoom land still? Okay.
Never mind.
Anyone who wishes to speak against the application? Oh, I'm looking at you. The only audience member. Do you want to give any neutral testimony? So no rebuttal. Okay, so the public testimony portion of the hearing is now closed. Excuse me. And staff doesn't need to respond to any questions we already raised. Is there anything else you would want to add? Okay. Does the planning commission have any other additional questions for staff? We kind of already went through that. Now would be the time for discussion by the commission. Thoughts? Concerns?
I'm glad the roads are straight.
Well, mostly Third has a little bit of it.
Yeah. I like the third better than I like the fourth, though, with that jaunt. It's like a one by the school. But it looks pretty straightforward. Yeah, I don't see any issues.
I've been wondering about that for a long time, if anything was gonna happen with that area. Like, I've got kids in sports. I'm at the rec center constantly, so.
Same, yeah.
Yeah. Drive by that and think,
Oh, what if?
yeah, what if?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, if there's no further discussion, I would entertain a motion to either move to approve the subdivision. This is DW 26-1, either as presented or with any proposed amendments to continue it or to deny it.
I move to approve subdivision div 26000001 as presented.
I second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve DIV 26-1 as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That is unanimous. Motion passes. And that is it for public meetings. Discussion items, update from planning official.
So you have my memo from the last council meeting. We've wrapped up the TSP, the Parks Master Plan, and the EOA, and they are all three being appealed by our favorite email person.
I was gonna apologize for saying that, actually, but now that you've said it, never mind.
We've received the formal notice of intent to appeal for both the TSP and the Parks Master Plan, and they've requested the notice of decision list for the EOA. So I anticipate they're going to appeal that as well.
Disappointing if they didn't.
Yeah, and the TSP is still going through the co-adoption process with Morrow County. We had the Planning Commission hearing the end of January. And then the Board of Commissioners meeting was yesterday, and our favorite folk appeared and testified, and the county decided out of the abundance of caution to continue the hearing for another month. So we are some time out
I was
before.
about to ask, why would they do that? But okay, makes sense.
So those things continue in another realm that we'll continue to track, obviously. But we have got a great legal team who helps us with these appeals. And we've been talking with them, obviously, a fair amount about where this goes. So because we are at that point of now we are in litigation, I will probably share with you all that we're in litigation. And I really can't share much beyond that. So the appellant is our favorite emailer. So the other three projects are underway or about to be. I need to get re-engaged with the development code and comprehensive plan update project that kind of got pushed to the side when we were getting through the adoption process. But now I seem to be consumed with the appeal process, and I just need to kind of put that aside and get focused on the things that are still coming. We have kicked off the housing capacity analysis. We have the Public Advisory Committee was appointed this month. We are today and tomorrow sending out the appointments letters for those folks. So Mr. Taylor, you should get yours in your email today or tomorrow. The first meeting, once those emails go out to those folks, we will then follow up for the housing capacity analysis, follow up with the doodle poll and schedule our first PAC meeting with them sometime in the first 10 days of March. So that is fully underway now. With all the changes in law, and because we are self-funding that project, we're ahead of everybody else. We will be the first jurisdiction that tests those rules and to see how they work. That could be good and that could be bad. I'm not quite sure how to evaluate that yet. Time will tell. The Main Street Interchange Area Management Plan refinement. We have finalized the request for qualifications, and I will be sending that out to at least 5 transportation planning firms tomorrow. So hopefully we will have a consultant on board by early April and have that project underway as well. We started a project to update the city's SDC framework methodology and costs a couple of years ago. Actually, it was when I was still consulting for the city before I came on as an employee. And when we said, well, we think we want to add a parks SDC and a transportation SDC, they said, well, what projects do you have? And we said, none. But now we do, because we've adopted a parks plan and we've adopted a TSP. So we are re-engaging the system development charge update. And we actually have an internal kickoff meeting for that next week. And then I think the new big project is going to be the Boardman municipal code and pretty much a complete rewrite of all of the municipal code factors and features. The municipal code does a number of things. Very little of that will come before you. It's all city council approval process. There are some things that are currently in our development code that we've been talking about moving to the municipal code to kind of create that more clear separation between what is development and then what is just, like our sign provisions. And there's a couple of other things in there, home-based businesses. We're thinking that probably functions as well, if not better, in the municipal code rather than the development code. So we're thinking about some of those things, and we'll move those accordingly. And as we move them, of course, as we move them to the municipal code, we'll have to take action to remove them from the development code. So there will be some work related to some of those items, but it will be in removing items from the development code rather than adopting them in the municipal code. Homes and more homes. We continue, spring is springing. We've had some requests from ProMade Homes for the homes in the River Ridge subdivision. Of course, Tuscany built out a couple last year. If you drive around over near Failer, you'll notice that the Chaparral subdivision, for those 66 lots, 65 buildable are moving right along. I haven't been out there myself, but I hear regularly, and looks like as soon as they've got asphalt cooking, they'll be ready to pour streets out there. So that'll be 65 new homes. That is also ProMade Homes. The River Ridge subdivision, again, catch up for Jolene and Rod. We did a modification here a couple months ago where we identified where a walking path needs to connect from the new manufactured home park through River Ridge to connect to the street that will be there. We asked to combine the two parks into one larger park, and then we asked for a future road access on the east side. And that was approved by the Planning Commission. Woodhill Homes is currently marketing phase 6 and 7 of River Ridge for sale. We know of at least one developer who is interested in that and has reached out and is doing their due diligence and has asked some questions. So there very likely could be some future changes to how River Ridge continues to build out. I mean, the basic phasing plan has been approved. And then we did the modification to that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when they sell it. But phase 6 and 7 is another 80 lots, maybe 40 in each phase. I can't recall for sure, but it's a fairly large, it's a pretty good large number of lots. So we still have buildable lots.
Where is River Ridge?
River Ridge,
Off of Wilson,
between Wilson and Coonsey, south and west of here.
before you get to Paul Smith.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're driving down Wilson, you've got the Mormon church, and then you've got Juniper and Anthony, and then you've got River Ridge.
Okay.
River Ridge goes to the south. It will eventually connect to Coonsey.
The Mormon church is after Anthony and.
Is it after? Am I backwards?
Mormon
Am I
church,
going the wrong
it's a
way?
Mormon church, then an empty lot, and then the road going up to River Ridge, whatever that road's
Okay.
called. I don't
Well,
know.
that was gonna be my next question is are they gonna finish the dirt road between on to Coonsey?
Yes.
Before somebody starts a fire
Yes.
again?
Yes.
So,
So that's the plan, is to connect it to Coons. I was wondering, because my friend lives in there and there's just one way.
Right. You go in and come out the same way. Yeah. We had a conversation today, actually, with one of the potential purchasers of the project. And what I said was, we're just gonna ask that you connect River Ridge sooner rather than later, because it's getting bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that traffic needs a second way to get out of there.
Way to connect it around out to the east some other way?
Not right now, because.
Not right now, but in the modification that we approved, we asked for them to provide an opportunity for a future road to connect to the subdivision. There is no subdivision there, but it is zoned, the property to the east, those two small circles that are there are zoned for residential. They're in the urban growth boundary. They would have to be annexed, but that's just an annexation process. And we think that if development, we're hoping that when the next developer, whether it's ProMade or somebody else comes in the market, we're hoping that we can work with Mr. McCarty, who owns those two little circles. We're hoping we can work with him to maybe let that property become the next area for residential development, because it would fit in nicely between River Ridge.
All
and
it takes is money,
All it takes is money. Yes.
probably plenty of it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So, community development on that front, again, we're doing the Columbia View subdivision. Thank you for your approval tonight on that. We've not heard anything from the hospital on their development project.
They're getting some good leveling and grading done over there today. I see that they got a big section cleared out and doing a lot of work in there with a cat.
We're hoping something happens. Yeah.
I mean,
I
looks
think
like they're
they're
getting
doing
groundwork
some of
done.
that. I think they're doing some of that to address the wildfire issue.
Oh, possibly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, did we utilize a portion of it for staging for our Main Street?
A little bit.
That's what it looks like to me, is a lot of it's
Yeah, that might be. That could
them
be- Yeah.
cleaning up what they.
Reclaiming. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I shared, we do have a couple of projects that have been proposed. We've had a number of pre-app meetings, so do anticipate we're going to continue to have planning commission meetings, because we've got several commercial developments.
I feel like we're getting inquiries every day.
Yeah.
All the time. It's either a new housing development, new commercial development,
That's good.
all sorts of interest in Boardman, so.
Yep. Yep. So that kind of takes me through the financial report. If you have any questions, I'm happy to try to answer them, but
Although we don't have an application for hearing next month.
that's true. You're right. We were going to have that conversation. So we don't have anything for you for next month. So the question is, what was the question we were going to ask them?
Like to skip the month. We haven't had a month off, so.
Do you want to take a month off? Do you want to take March off? We would be meeting, I think it falls the week before
Spring break.
spring
yeah.
break.
St. Patty's week, right?
Yeah, it would be the same night. It's the 19th. It's March 19th.
Okay.
Which I think is why we didn't end up with an application, because February is so short that application deadlines just came quicker.
Yeah, so we don't have anything for you for next month. So two options. You guys can choose to cancel the meeting, or we could choose to potentially do a workshop on something. If there's something you want to deep dive into, we could help our two newest commissioners with a little bit of, how do meetings run kind of training, or, if there's something that you guys would like to delve into a little bit. What do you think?
I'm okay to cancel.
Of course you are.
Of course I am.
I'm good to
Not
keep.
particularly opposed to that either on weekend before spring break week, because I guarantee you my kids are going to want to do something.
We're fine. We're fine with the cancellation. We truly are. But again, if
Something comes up.
well, and nothing will come up because we're past the deadline.
I'll be gone.
Oh.
Nashville. But I mean, it's.
Wait a minute. Now, who's going to Nashville?
I am.
And are any of us invited?
Driving through that place in Kansas.
Just went.
No, I'm flying.
Awesome.
I'm flying.
So consider March 19th canceled. We will take care of that with all the processes we have to post that as a canceled meeting. April would be the third Thursday. I don't know what day that is on the calendar. at this point, we don't have an application that would fall
16.
on that day yet. However, I fully anticipate we could have one. I don't know that we will have one, but I anticipate we will have one. So for now, put that on your calendar and mark it in. We'll let you know in plenty of time if we don't have something. Yeah, so we are working to put together to invite DLCD to come in and do a training with both this body and the city council on land use, with kind of an emphasis on kind of where the housing standards are going relative to legislation and rulemaking. Just because of all the changes that will be coming and a lot of the statutory changes that have occurred over the past couple of sessions. I think I've shared previously, and again, to help our newest commissioners, I was kind of thrown back by all the changes that the state has made statutorily for what cities have to do to facilitate the development of housing. And Boardman, at a population of over 5,000, is considered a medium city. And so a lot of that is applicable to us. There are things obviously that are applicable to larger cities. And I think that threshold is over 25,000. So we're going to be working on adding the allowance for ADUs, the allowance for cottage clusters. According to statute, you have to treat a duplex like a single family dwelling relative to the regulatory kind of framework for that. So there's just been a lot of changes in statute. I struggle with some of them as well. And so I'm hoping to kind of have somebody come in and kind of share what that statute is and kind of how they anticipate what the rulemaking has been done around that. And of course, as we work through the housing capacity analysis, we're going to have to look at how our zoning is and maybe how it will need to change or how it could change to better accommodate those new requirements under the law. So change is coming. It's going to keep coming. Yeah. So happy to answer any questions on my report. Otherwise.
Any questions? I got none. Public comment? John. Our only public. Any comments by the commission for the record? I got nothing. Okay, all right. We are at adjournment. Thank you.